Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. How are you? What a surprise. A surprise on this Sunday morning at 10 o'clock, and there's a reason for this. There's a reason for this, and we'll get into it just as soon as we get that first sip of coffee in us, wake up a little, and some people actually find their way here on 10 o'clock this Sunday morning. So, without further ado, my friends, drink it if you got it. I know I will. And the first thing I'm going to do is put a link in the chat to the panel this morning and pin it so that, there we go, pin message, yes. Because we are having a panel this morning and maybe a special guest. We'll see. We'll see. So good morning, everybody. How are you? Not a real sunny morning here in Melbourne, but morning nonetheless. I don't expect as big a crowd this morning as we normally get because it's unusual and it's 10 o'clock on Sunday morning. Let me explain it to you. I'll explain it to you in a minute. You, of course, know that this time on Sunday morning, Kiltsy usually has his live stream. And many of us have gotten in the habit of coming onto the panel with him. And I kind of look forward to it. I've been off since Friday morning. Really, you haven't seen me since Friday morning, 2 full days ago. I've been busy, put out a video, got another video coming out today, this afternoon, right around 1 o'clock. A little before 1. But I miss you guys. And I was looking forward to being on Kilts because most of you are here for that live stream on Sunday morning. And I looked for it and looked for it and looked for it and looked for it some more. Couldn't find it. So this morning about 8 o'clock in the morning, I texted Kiltsy. Are you going live today? I said. And Kiltsy said, no, I'm up here at Beachstock. I said, I was really looking forward to it. So I thought, why don't I, to reserve the sanctity of the 10 a.m. Sunday morning carnivore live stream slot, just do one instead. But I texted Kiltsy back and I said, if I do a live stream this morning, can you come into the panel? And he texted me back one word. He said, yes. I said, I'll do it. I'll do it then and text you a link. So I texted him a link. He didn't come in early. He should be here. I'll keep an eye out for him. If he can't make it, I'll understand. We'll all understand. But I thought, how cool would it be to have a roving reporter in the field at Matestock to come in and tell us all about it? So we'll see. He's not here yet. I've been here for about 15 minutes. in case he came in early, I could have a little private conversation with him, but he didn't. And I just published the link in the chat, and Rick and Milton are here already. Already. So let me say good morning to the early birds, and we'll wait for some more people to get here. We're up to about 44 right now, it says, which I guess isn't bad for a surprise visit, but we'll see. We'll see how many people actually stumble upon this. I know Sunday morning is a busy morning for so many. Sleep in, go to church, family time. But here we are. Here we are. Kind of placeholding the 10 a.m. Sunday slot for next week. Who we got here? First one at 8 o'clock this morning. Of course, Mike Seeley from Tampa, and after that we have Rough Carnivore from Guam. Good morning to you. Richard Williams chimed in. And I have to keep an eye on my cell phone to see what's going on. Brian Matthews bought me 5 coffees this morning already. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And let me give a very special thank you while I'm at it to Colin Krowowski, who yesterday bought me some coffees and wrote me a very long and very flattering message, basically telling me he's been watching me and following me for years, and April 1st he made the decision to go carnivore, and he wanted to thank me profusely for that, and I thanked him profusely right back because he bought me 30 coffees. Colin, if you're listening, thank you so much. I hope I haven't betrayed any confidences here this morning, but I did want to acknowledge that. And let me see real quick. Brian said, nice surprise, Mitch on Sunday. 5 coffees. Thank you, Brian. Thank you so much, my friend. Very generous of you. Very generous of you. And Richard Williams is here, of course. And we have, again, I have to make another pot of coffee, says Richard. Yeah, why not? Why not? And Mike Seeley has popped up, and Kiltsy popped up. Yes, he's here. So without further ado, let me bring Kiltsy into the thing. He appears to be mobile, appears to be all over the place up there, smiling in the green room.
Hey!
And there we are.
Mitch, how are you doing? How's everyone doing this morning? I'm sorry I was a little bit late, and I'm here in the hall at Meat Stock, and I was probably loud. I don't know if you guys can hear me.
Yeah, we hear you fine. I hear you fine.
Good,
perfect.
And Mitch was really gracious to say, "Hey, I'm going to go live, and why don't you just jump in?" And I'm off. You know me, I'm ADHD OCD. And I talk a lot about Mitch here and everyone in this carnivore world. And again, we are lions, and that's what Meat Stock. It's 3 times the people that were here last year, and next year it's probably going to be even bigger as we're sharing and traveling the world together.
Oh, that's great. That's great to see you. Great to see you. I wish so much. You remember back last year at your meetup down in Sarasota, I was invited to participate in the Meat Stock this year, and I said absolutely I'll be there. And then I had the stroke, and 2 weeks after that, and I didn't think I'd be up to it, but I'm certain that next year.
No, I know it. However way we're getting you here, Mitch, next year, it's really important that we all join in. I mean, this is really the largest meat event in the country, and it's growing. Healing Humanity today, yesterday had their first showing, which was really amazing. It's coming out. It's a really tearjerker, but it's inspiring of the stories that you're sharing, of the people you bring on, and all of us brothers and sisters are doing this together. And keep at it. It's not easy, and we miss being part of it. But Mitch was kind of to jump on and and say, let's all continue this. We got our all the brothers and sisters that hang out with us Monday through Friday. I'll be on tomorrow morning. Well, wait a minute. No, I won't. I'm traveling from Knoxville to Sarasota tomorrow, and then maybe we'll got Monday night, but we'll figure out the rest of the week. And I'm coming out to visit you again soon. And I think someone's birthday is May 7th. He's going to be like 90. Is that it? May 7th? Do I get the right date?
Well, you got it half right. I heard a rumor that some old fart had his 79th birthday on May the 7th, and of course, I'm going to be doing 2 live streams that day. Going to be doing the morning coffee stream, and then at 7 p.m. we're going to have a birthday party, and love of and an open panel, and love of course to have you there.
Thank you. Y'all doing great stuff.
Well, I appreciate you. We're going to keep on going. All of us together, right? All of us together. And I'm just hanging out this booth. Our booth this year is on a fast. We really didn't do very much, and so it was like there was someone sent me a picture of our booth. There was no one here, and I'm like, and nothing here. And so Dr. Nelson showed up with some of our magazines, and we're just here to connect with people. That's it.
Well, you got to get over that terrible shyness that you have.
I do have to get over
keep
that
telling
terrible.
you that. Keep telling you, you're such an introvert, man. You got to learn how to, they're not going to hurt you. Talk to the people. Well, listen. Speaking of people, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm just taking a walk over to the main event. I can't remember who's coming on to talk. There was someone I wanted to listen to at about 10:15, 10:30, but we're here together.
Okay, well, let me we got the rest of the panel here. I don't know if you know these guys or not, but you may. We got Rick from Miami.
Hey, Rick, how you doing?
Good. I'm enjoying my yacht.
Your yacht.
How you doing? Good. Quick second. You have a second? Yeah.
Go ahead, Kills.
Thank you. So I've got. What is your name? John. I got John here. By the way, so many amazing. Dante's here, and we had a really great conversation. But I'm going to walk into the hall, and just for a few minutes, and I'll step back in a few minutes. Okay.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. And
I'm going to mute me for a minute. You guys keep going.
Okay. All right. We'll just leave you in the window, and we'll follow along with you. All right. Very good. And we also have Mike Seeley. Hi, Mike. How you doing?
Good morning, Kelsey. Good morning, Mitch. Good morning, Rick.
Kelsey's going to be busy, and I knew it would, but I thought that how great would it be this morning to actually get him acting like a in-the-field reporter. He's holding up something there. I don't know what it is. I can't see what that is. I can't hear you. You're muted. Well, we'll let him unmute himself when he gets around to it. But, wow, exciting.
It doesn't seem as exciting as Quackstock.
Well, no, Quackstock is an event to be anticipated by the entire free world. And even some of the not so free world,
I saw some pictures, and I saw Mr. Means.
Kelsey's talking to me. I can't hear you. Kelsey, you're muted.
We got Paul here.
There you go. Okay.
Fit, by the way.
You're quiet.
Hey.
I live on the outside.
He's on the. Yeah.
Hiya, Paul. How are you? How are you, my friend? We'll make you a star today. You're muted, Kelsey, again.
Yeah. What was the comment?
I said we're going to make him a star today. Paul, we'll make him a star.
Yeah, he is a star. Absolutely.
Yes. Nice beard.
Nice. He said nice beard. We're doing this together, right? And
68. You got a few years on me.
well, Mitch is the old guy in the house, and we're all growing together, and we love it. We love it. All right, I'm gonna walk over to that. I'm gonna mute you. I'm gonna stay on. If I lose you, I'll be back. All right.
Okay, I'll keep an eye out for you. All right, Michael, how are you this morning down here in kind of gloomy Melbourne?
Oh, wow. What a shock, but it's nice and cool out there. About 75, 77.
It's not going to get hot today, but I was outside for a while this morning, watching TV, having a puff on a morning cigar and drinking my first cup of coffee. This is my second. And it's got creatine in it. Creatine. And we got 64 people here, and we got Rick here, and we got a chat full of people. Let me see who else is in the chat that I didn't say hi to. You're in the chat, Michael, but we already knew that. And here we have Sandy Blythe.
Did you see Kelly Means at the event? Any pictures? He's there.
No, I haven't seen anything. I've been following it. I haven't been watching much YouTube at all. Carnivore YouTube. I'm putting out a video this afternoon, a little rant video primarily about Carnivore YouTube, and you'll understand when you see that. But I thought it'd be a great idea this morning to at least kind of fill up that 10 a.m. Sunday live stream. So people don't, it was starting to build a little audience on Sunday morning, and I'd like to see continue. And I know Rick and I and you are regulars there on Sunday morning, so I figured that what else are these guys going to do on Sunday morning if they don't have a chat to jump into?
Have you seen what's been happening to Saturday morning?
Rick, yesterday morning, I had a whole bunch of computer work to do, and I missed your entire stream. Was it a good stream?
Yeah, I mentioned that. I told everybody in my stream, Mitch is not here. He's probably doing work with his computer.
Oh, man.
He's making a video. And you did come out with a video, so I was right.
Yeah, I was swamped. I was swamped yesterday. I didn't take a minute off until late in the day.
I had up to 80 people watching at one time.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We had Jerry Bell here this morning. Hi, Jerry Bell. How are you? I haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you. And Sandy says good morning to you, Mike. Robin is here. Hi, Robin. Good morning from Pennsylvania. Humira is here this morning. Good morning. And Rick chimed in and said, what a surprise. Yeah, nobody knew about this until I actually created the video at 8 o'clock. We got 68 people here now. Wow. Wow. And as usual, our daily dose of nose blowing. Robin says, I was supposed to be at Meatstock, but husband needed back surgery. Well, I hope that went well for your husband, and we all wish him a speedy recovery. A speedy recovery. Sparky Donna's here. How you doing? Or is that Spanky? No, Sparky Donna. Top of the morning to you from the Bay Area of California. We have Tammy Pitarch. And the link to the chat, guys, if you're there, come on in and join us. Come on in and join us. I think Kiltsy's going to be busy, but he's there with us. And when he unmutes his mic, we'll go over to him and see what he's going to say. There's one of our regulars. Hi, Gary. How you doing?
Mr. Cat.
Morning, everybody.
Good morning to you. Out walking. Look at you in the sun. Look at that sun. Where's that sun down here in Florida today?
I was out getting started on some yard work, weeding some beds here, and I went to film my cats, and then saw you were live. I was like, oh, wow.
What a surprise. Well, good to see you, man. Good to see you getting out and moving around. Then we have Lizzie. Lizzie's here. Good morning, Lizzie. And it's Sunday. Nothing much changes. Lambs, 10 a.m. right on the button. Congratulations, my friend from Holland. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. And Brenda McIntyre's here. Wow. Good morning, everyone. Yeah. We're here. It's Sunday morning. We're here. And who is this? This is Tammy. Good morning. Saying good morning to Lizzie and Princess Mom. Good morning, Princess. How are you? How are you? Woody is here at Woody M3. And Wayne Herman, good morning from Lake Gaston, North Carolina. Hi, Wayne. How are you? And everybody's starting to say hi.
I've got to run, team. I got to run. I love you, Mitch. We're sharing the word. And everyone here, thank you. Keep holding the fort down. I'll see you tomorrow sometime or later today. I love you guys.
All right. You take
Right,
care.
Josie.
Say hi. Say hi from all of us.
Bye.
All right. Bye, my friend. Okay. Well, that was nice. A little nice.
was.
I'm glad he could make it. I figured he would be super busy up there, and you can see that he's a big star. Everybody wants his attention. Yeah. Anyway, Kevin, what the heck? Yeah, believe it or not, what the heck? Who is this? Jerry Voitish. Good morning, Jerry. How you doing? Good to see you. What you doing there, Gary?
Taking off my yard work glove. Taking a break.
Oh, okay, that's good. Boy, it's a pretty place that you live. Really, really a pretty place. Really a pretty place.
It is when it's sunny, I tell you. Get out here.
I'm still saying hi to people. Brian Harry, good morning, Mitch, and everyone. And that was nice having Kiltsy here. I didn't know how long we'd be able to keep him here because he's busy as hell. But it was a nice deal, and I'm glad we did this morning at 10 o'clock. Kind of preserve the time slot. We're getting used to that. And for me, it's kind of like breaking a fast because it's been 2 full days since I put my face up here on YouTube. But I don't want you all to forget about me either. And just for grins, to start the day off right. Start the day off right.
Is this about you, Rick?
This is probably what Rick's morning activity looks like every morning.
Hi, can I get a lizard blizzard extra green?
Coming right up. That'll be 1 lizard blizzard extra green. Here you go.
Awesome, thanks.
Thank you, Barry Simon. Thank you, Barry Simon. Barry is up there at Meat Stock. Barry's up there at Meat Stock. I doubt he's watching this. I'm sure they're all busy. Lizard Blizzard, yeah.
Lizard Queen.
Lizard Queen, yeah. Isn't that great? That's the healthy green smoothie. That's
Remember the Super Bassomatic 76 on Saturday Night Live?
Oh yeah, I remember that. The Bassomatic, yeah. Dan Aykroyd did that. They did a commercial where they put a fish in a blender.
I thought about doing that with an iguana.
Well, you don't have to worry about it. Lizard Queen.
I have those Bassomatic on VHS somewhere. I had the best of Dan Aykroyd. So the old Saturday Night Live couldn't be beat. It was for those golden years the funniest TV show on, and then they get woke or started to get woke, and
I don't know. The Schmitz gay beer one was funny too.
I don't remember that one.
Yeah, in the 90s. Schmitz
I don't
gay
remember
beer.
that.
I was laughing so much.
We got to get somebody's got to have a video out there of all the best of the old Saturday Night Live with all the old commercials that they used to do.
They have it on YouTube.
I'm sure they do. Brian is with us. B-Mac. Hi, Brian. How are you? It's Mitch on Sunday. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Yes. That's funny. And he says, hey, it's Mitch on Sunday. What a treat. What a treat. And who else is here? Edward Renner's with us. Hi, Edward. How are you? Good morning from San Diego. We're going to take questions if you want to put them in the chat, and we'll keep an eye out for them. And if any of you guys see a question go by and I don't notice it, real time, point it out to me. I'm looking for questions to say, hey, Mitch, how can you be so good looking? I mean, don't ever hesitate to ask me questions like that. I'll be happy to explain it to you. Who is this? So many members here, says Princess Mom. Glad everyone is using the ring bell notifications. North Dakota Carnivore Lance is here. Good morning, Mitch. I can't read the green names on my screen. Frankie says, what are you up to, Mitch? Well, I'm up to my elbows in Mitch fits, it looks like. And I want to keep an eye on the chat. Yeah. Attaboy, Barry. I'm glad somebody is loyal to my T-shirts. I'm not wearing one of my own T-shirts today, but I didn't. When I got up this morning, I took a shower, and I usually take a shower at night, but I took a shower this morning. I trimmed my beard and shaved and trimmed my mustache because when I looked at that last video that I did, I was looking. What's that?
I said, me too. Oh, wait, maybe that was last year.
Yeah, last year or 2 years ago. We wouldn't recognize you with a short beard like this, and I don't think people would recognize me if I had one of those.
Was it 1975? Last time you were clean shaven, Mitch?
No, it was before that. It was 1970.
70.
Yeah, June of 1970, when I got out of the Army, is the last time I was clean shaven. At that instant, I grew a beard and a mustache, and I've never been without it. Not once, ever. There are very few people alive on the face of the earth that remember me.
When you're older than your beard, Mitch.
I am older than my beard, but my children have never even seen me without a beard. So I think my sister may be the last person alive that remembers what I look like without a beard. I have some really old pictures from the Army of me without a beard. I have to dig them out one morning and show them to you. They're not digital. So what I got to do is I got to open up the old photo albums and take my cell phone and take pictures of them. Then I can show them off online here. Who's this? Who is this? Loretta. Hi, Loretta. Good to see you. Carnivore family time. Patty's here in the USA. Hi, Patty. Good morning, she says. And who is this? Happy Sunday to all, says Marla Kelly. Good morning to you. Good morning to you.
Hey, Mike, you got a cigar you can pass me?
What's that?
Have a cigar you can pass me?
Yeah. No, I was thinking about doing this from outside, but on a mobile device, I could not manage a panel and all the stuff, so I decided I better do it inside. And it was BMAT that bought me the 5 coffees. Brian. Yeah, Brian. So I thanked you, but for those of you who don't know the screen name of Brian, it's BMAT. So thanks a million, Brian. I really appreciate it. Harry Dion. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. And Tammy loves Kiltsy. That's great to see him this morning. It was really great. Really great. Donna Ray. Hiya, Donna Ray. How are you? Donna Ray says good morning to me and Dr. Kiltz. Dr. Kiltz. Everybody is chatting away already. Anybody I didn't acknowledge yet? Linda Price, good morning, Linda. How are you? Good to see you.
Hey, Mike.
Yo.
Turn me on to those beef ribs at the meetup.
Yeah.
And yesterday, I found a little package of markdown manager special beef ribs. It's 3 big chunks. I threw them on the smoker yesterday. Okay. Oh my God, they came out better than at the steakhouse. They were the juiciest ribs I've ever had. Cooked to perfect rare, and then the smoky taste, and wow, that was a treat. I wish they had more.
Yeah, it's hard to find, but I had some about a week ago. I make it in the oven. Slow.
That was the raw. ribeyes. I have to start looking for that. Make that
Ah.
regular rotation. I can get a good price on it.
Right. What are you eating today?
I got so much marked down meat from last Saturday. I found out that the Food Lion near me, I guess somewhere around, I don't know, late morning or early afternoon, they put out all the manager specials mixed in with the meat. And so I look for any manager special where the price per pound of red meat is less than $1. And so they always have a lot of cut steak. And I have a lot of old chuck roast from them. Put them on sale for $5.99 a pound.
Wow.
But can't have enough of that. So I bought a lot of that, like beef stew meat. No, they're not the best cuts, but hey, it's red meat for less than. Sometimes it's as low as $4.49 a pound. Like those beef ribs were $59 a pound.
How much?
Your audio is cutting in and out a little bit, Gary. Your audio is cutting in and out. You're obviously at the fringes of your Wi-Fi, although the video is perfect.
Yeah.
I'm on 5G right now. It's probably the wind blowing. What
Well,
it is.
you know that 5G does not have the range of 4G. Did you know that? You're a techie.
Yeah, but I have full bars 5G right now.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're on. When you say 5G, I thought you meant 5 gigahertz. You're on the cellular mobile. Okay, well that should be all right. Yeah,
Should be good.
might
Maybe
be
I'm
the wind.
screaming. Yeah.
Might be the wind.
But anyways, thanks again, Mr. Staley, for Mike turning me on to the beef ribs. I had no idea.
It's good. I mean, if you're ever at a Brazilian steakhouse, you have to ask for it because I believe it's very expensive compared to the other cuts.
They keep it for themselves.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of times
It's
they sell the bone-in ribeyes or rib roasts, and they don't end up with the ribs.
Yeah.
Sparky Donna asked me a question. Mitch, can you please share the benefits of putting creatine in your coffee? I've talked about creatine a lot, and I'll try to make this really quick. Creatine or creatine monohydrate is something that's in just about all meat. Animal meat has creatine in it. Every human being has creatine in their cells in the form of creatine phosphate. And creatine phosphate is kind of like a backup battery in your mitochondria when they produce ATP, which is the basically energy that powers all the little protein motors and things in our body. We normally have a certain reserve level of ATP. When you're in a high energy demand and the ATP starts to run low, the creatine phosphate can be used to give your ATP production, real-time production, about a 10 to 50% boost. This is not something, taking the creatine, that you're going to really notice like, oh wow, I'm supercharged. What it does, and the way you can tell if it's working, is to do high intensity exercise, like reps, pushing weight as much as you can push, until you fail. Until, you know, the last rep you go, oh, that's it. There's no more muscles left. Well, if you take the creatine, about 5 grams a day, it will up the reserve percentages in your cells. This will manifest itself as maybe the ability to do one more rep. That's about it. When people say, hey, Mitch, do you notice the benefits? You'll never really notice the benefits, but they're there. And I don't think it could hurt you. So many people recommend and I followed those recommendations. 5 grams, a scoop of creatine every day. Timing is not really that important because it's not something that acts right when you take it. It's you build up a reserve of it in your cells, and I think it helps. I just do it. I do it. I feel better and better every day anyway. It's hard for me to tell if that's the creatine or I'm just recovering more and more from the stroke. But a lot of the people that have listened to me and other people say, it couldn't hurt. It couldn't hurt. It's not expensive. Get a good brand of it. I use the one from Amazon, NutriCost or something like that. I forget the name of it. And I think it's always good to have a little extra battery power. A little extra battery power. And I'm at the bottom of the chat. That's great. We have Chris Mason. I have 70 people here. Morning from Canada. And Mike Pregler's here. Michael Pregler, take 10 milligrams. Great for brain health. Yes, because the brain is the biggest user of all the organs in our body. The brain, by far, uses the most energy. And I think that maybe you'll notice a little more mental clarity. But I don't think it's going to be something that is so noticeable, like all of a sudden you become the Hulk or Superman, that you're going to notice it. I think it's just you take it if for no other reason than prophylactic reasons. That it might help. It might help. And I don't think there's any downside to it. I haven't heard of any people warning. And if anybody had an idea that it might be harmful, you'd see a ton of YouTube videos about it because people try to latch on to the most alarming things and make videos in search of clicks. That is YouTube's biggest problem, is the bullshit that gets out there when people are looking for something that's sensational and scary to get clicks. Listen to my video that I put out this afternoon. And you're welcome, Donna. You're welcome. I have the link on my page to the creatine that I use on my OldGuyCarnivore.com. Links to stuff I use page, in case you wonder exactly what I use. Well, okay. I don't see anybody else coming into the panel. We are at 10:37 this morning. Guilt has come and gone. So, who wants to talk about what?
What?
Rick?
Well, how about something delicious?
Okay, let's talk about it.
What's everybody having for lunch today or for their meal?
Bacon and eggs. What do you think?
Well, that's a good start.
I made those ribs yesterday in that video in that new air fryer, and I didn't air fry anything. I didn't roast anything, but I did use the broiler. I was, of course, didn't know how to use it and figuring it out. So what I really came up with is, as in an oven or anything else, you want something to really broil, you got to get it right up next to the heating elements. So you got to use the top position. I used the roasting pan, and I set the temperature to low. Now, in the broil mode, low is 400 degrees and high is 450. So it's not like I set it to warm or anything like that. It was still, it's like hot and a little hotter. Those are the two choices you have. Because it cautioned you that if you set it to the hottest mode and the meat is very fatty, you could generate quite a bit of smoke. And I didn't want to do that. And next time I might try it, because if you notice, whenever I use an air fryer, I always sit it on that glass cooktop of mine underneath the range hood. I think it's not a bad idea. You don't have to do that. You might get a little smoke out of it. But look, you can't help it. When things cook and they're too hot, they start smoking. Look at your barbecue, what happens outside. So I'm loving that, and I'm going to do bacon and eggs today, and I'm going to try maybe later today to air fry something. I may do one of those, let's air fry a ribeye from frozen and see how it comes out, and actually use the built-in thermometer Now, the problem with that is you can't, when you get a frozen steak out of the freezer, you can't stick the thermometer in it. It's like trying to stick the thermometer in a brick. So what you do is you put it in the air fryer, and about halfway through the cook, you open it up, and then you put the thermometer in. And I don't know if that, I have to see how much setup it requires, because once you get the thermometer out of the charger, the whole display on the front changes. A whole new philosophy happens. Basically, you have different programs you can run. One of them is manual, where you set the temperature and it just stops cooking when the internal temperature. One of them, it checks the wellness, and then you tell it, I want it rare, medium. Well, and it's supposed to be smart, and it figures out exactly when it gets to the doneness that you want. And there's another one too. But I haven't taken the time to dive in and learn those. But the instructions, like I showed you in that video yesterday, that come with that thing are terrific. And right now, just as a cheap, shameless plug, they're having a Mother's Day sale.
All right.
They got it on their website for $249. And this thing is a dehydrator too, and it has a built-in very well-made Bluetooth thermometer. Those things alone cost over $100 if you want to buy a good one. So, and then if you use that coupon code that they gave me, carnivores, capital, just lowercase or uppercase, CARNIVORE, carnivore, they give you another 10%. So the net cost of that thing at this point, with the sale going on, is going to be $225. And I think if you don't have an air fryer, or an oven, or a countertop appliance. I know it doesn't interest you, Rick, because you're set in your ways, and I can't even imagine you using one of these things. But for most people other than Rick, this would be a hell of a thing to have if you only had one and only had room for one. So far, I like it. And the minute I find something I don't like about it, but I can't see what it would be, because everything that Typher makes is top-notch.
Well, I got a question.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not a big fan. I don't cook with electricity. It's just one of those things. I only cook with fire. But I noticed with the convection ovens, the desktop, that you call them air fryer, which I will not call them an air fryer, because that is not frying.
I know. It's not. It's a marketing term they developed.
Right.
In the low fat era. That's where it came from. It was a way that they could say, you can have fried food without fat. And that's what the initial selling point was.
The one thing that I've seen people use them for, and they excel, is for bacon and making pork rinds. Because with a convection oven, you're blowing that hot air down, you get really puffy pork rinds and really good bacon. But do any of them have a lower element, or all the convection, they have the element in the top, the heating element? Okay,
the Typher Dome 2, the one that's my favorite, does have a bottom element.
Really?
And it has a pan. The bottom tray has a flat surface where it'll actually sear the meat because of the bottom heating element. The Typher Sink Oven, the new one, has upper and lower heating elements as well.
So it's like a broiler and a convection oven all in one.
It's like everything, and it has programs, 10 different programs, and it uses different combinations of fan speed, different heating elements, different intensities on a different heating. It's really quite complicated, but pretty easy to use.
How much wattage does that thing consume?
It consumes wattage. It's got a, the power cord is substantial, but no more certainly than the average 20 amp household outlet can provide. Yeah, I plug it in my kitchen here. It didn't dim the lights or.
That's good, because what I'm thinking is somebody who lives in an apartment or somebody that doesn't really have a full kitchen, that would be a great way for them to experience a carnivore lifestyle. It really would, and you probably know the same trick that I always do. Anytime I use a high wattage appliance, the first thing I do is I go and feel the plug in the socket and to see if it's getting hot. If it's getting hot, I'm a little worried about it. But so far on all the Typher appliances, they don't even get warm at the plug. That'll indicate one of two things. Sometimes if it gets warm, it's telling you that you got a really old and corroded socket in the wall and you better replace it.
So it's a good check. It's a good check. When you're using an appliance that's got a power cord as big as the jumper cables for your car, you may want to find out how much current. But it turns the burners on and it turns the burners off, and it constantly makes changes during the cook, especially with the Bluetooth thermometer. So we'll see. And just as soon as I get, that's the problem with these things. They're like cell phones. As soon as you brag about the latest and greatest, and you buy one, and 6 months later, there's something that's later and greater. And you got to make, you can't keep waiting for it. You can't keep waiting for the perfect cell phone if you want to have a cell phone. You got to have something. And I feel bad, not that I recommended that Ninja 651, which is a tremendous air fryer. I still have mine. I hardly ever use it. Oh, Milton's brother. I hardly ever use it, but I have it and I still love it. And if I wasn't getting all these air fryers from everybody to check out, I'd probably still be using it. It has that heated grate in it that has its own heating elements. So for searing a rare ribeye, that thing was perfect. It may even do it better than some of these newer ones, but you have to have a balance of, well, what am I going to cook in it? What am I going to use it for? I'm really looking forward to, with this sink oven, I'm going to go out and get myself a rib roast, a prime rib. And I'm going to use the thermometer, season it up a little bit, maybe salt, smoked salt or something. Put it in there and let it, not touch it, let it do its thing until it beeps and tells me, come and get it. And check it out. And a whole chicken even, although I don't eat a lot of whole chickens. This thing is tall enough to do those bigger. You could do a brisket in these. You could slow cook a brisket. You could do all kinds of stuff. But for day-to-day use, for me, can I cook chicken thighs and make them crispy? That's going to be a test that comes up pretty soon. I imagine it will. It's got all those heating elements. It's got a big fan, and Typher knows how to make an air fryer that works. Anyway, it gives me an excuse to make a video and have some fun. I hope you enjoyed the opening to my unboxing video where I dragged that thing across the floor to the music. There's probably never been a product review with an opening like that one. Never. Can any of you ever think about seeing a product review video that opened with a theme song and some old guy dragging a big box across the floor? It's not that heavy, really. It weighs about the same as the Dome 2. I didn't talk about it, but yesterday when I made that video, just reaching over, lifting it up off the counter and putting it on the cooktop was not a strain. It wasn't a strain at all. Handling that big box after being stroked out, I was more afraid of I might drop it or fall trying to get it from the front door where it was sitting for a while into the kitchen. So I said, well, I'll just drag it in. And I didn't have to. I could have picked it up and carried it in. But that made a more dramatic opening, don't you think?
Yes.
And the music.
And the music, yeah.
Right.
And the music, yes, sir. My music. Where is it? This one.
Well, all right now. Pull up a chair.
I love it, don't you?
Grab yourself a steak. And welcome to the show. I'm just an old guy.
Yeah, that's great. I love that. Well, let me get this to finish here. There it is. Okay. Great. So next time I use that viewer, it doesn't start playing the song again.
Yeah, Rick, I'm going to have a ribeye later.
Nice.
Yeah, I picked up a couple at Publix, and they were on sale.
Really?
Yeah, bone in, I believe, is $12.99 a pound, and bone out was $17.99. And I just like the bone out They were really marbled, really good. And,
Oh, that's good.
yeah.
That's
Thomas, good morning. Yeah, look who's here.
I went to Gordon Foods yesterday and got 2 tubes of ground beef.
How is that stuff?
I like it, but I'm used
80
to eating the cheap stuff.
Is it 80?
$73.27.
Oh man, I gotta go over there and get how much a pound?
It was $4.19.
Well,
That's not bad. That's not bad. Gordon's. I keep threatening to go over to Gordon's and buy a chuck roll. I've never tried to experiment with them. Right now, cutting with my right hand is not all that accurate for me, and I don't know if I'm up to that level of butchery. Here's a word, butchery. That level of butchery right now. But I've always wanted to do that and try to learn how to cut it up, how to butcher it, where you get the Delmonico steaks and you get the chuck eyes and you get the chuck roasts, and then I got a meat grinder.
Yes.
Yesterday when I made those ribs, well, I made them a couple days ago. The day before yesterday in the oven. All I did was I lined 2 half-sheet pans with aluminum foil, smoked salt. I had said sea salt in the video, but it was smoked salt. Put the smoked salt on both sides. Just laid it down in the bottom on the foil. Put them in the oven for at 250 degrees. Let them cook for 3.5 hours. They were, you could see it's starting to shrink up around the bones already. So that was enough. Of course, I figure I'm going to finish them and finish cooking them. So I took them out and I cut the 2 full racks into halves. I took 3 of the cooked half racks and vacuum sealed them, like I showed you in the video, and put them in the freezer. And they'll be, whenever I want to eat them, I'll take them out maybe a day before just to defrost them. Or I could just throw it in the sous vide and defrost them that way. But that's not a big problem. And then finish them somehow. I might take them outside and put them on my barbecue grill to finish them. And that's what I did yesterday, was to finish them in a short period of time. Now, you can cook ribs from raw in this sink oven, but it's going to take a lot longer than the 10 minutes it takes to finish them with the broiler. And they came out great. They were delicious. I really enjoyed it. And I got to tell you, I had a hard time getting through the last rib. There was a lot of meat. A lot of meat on those things. Speaking of a lot of meat, here we go. Thomas.
Hey, Thomas.
Hey,
how are you, my friend?
I'm doing pretty well. I'm actually doing laundry downstairs, so I figure I would pop up and say hello. So
how exciting!
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you all quickly what I had this week that was so made the best tasting meatballs ever. So one of my favorite things is gyro meat, and Chris Cook in Nashville has a great recipe for making gyro meat. Just and ground lamb mixed together, and then the seasoning. He's got the ingredients seasoning.
Cool.
What I've done is I used about the seasoning that he used on it. He calls for a pound of each, but I make it with a lamb and probably 1.5 to 2 pounds. I had some ground chuck that was on sale, $49 a pound last week. So I had a big 3-pound tray to use. So I used about half of it mixed with the lamb. Threw 2 eggs in there. And used about, 2 to 3 tablespoons of that seasoning, the gyro meat seasoning. Mix that in. Meatballs a little bit bigger than golf balls, and put them in the oven for a half an hour.
Oh, wow.
375. Oh, my God. They came out perfect. They were just a tinge of pink in the very center. But let me tell you, the fat that rendered out of it turned it into like a gravy sauce.
Attaboy.
I cooked it on parchment paper. And so I was taking the meatballs, and I just kept dipping it. And it was like, and the fat was so good, and they were already juicy, and the flavor was.
You're making
perfect.
me hungry. You're making me hungry.
Usually when you make gyro meat, have you like put it in a food processor and mince it together to get that real fine texture.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, I burnt out a motor on a small processor trying to do it. It turns so sticky and paste, and cleaning the blades and scraping it out of it, such a hassle. So then I'm like, screw it. You know what? I'm not going to bother with the blender. I'm just going to mix it and make a meatloaf out of it. And I did that, and it was good. But making it into meatballs this time was perfect because all the fat that rendered out turned into sauce that you could dip them in and eat, where that kind of got lost with the big meatloaf. So it was so juicy, delicious. Probably the best meatballs I've ever had.
Well, that sounds good. That sounds good. I'll be right over afterwards. I hope you got some left over. They sound great. And we have CB Carmack here. Hi, CB and Sandy. Excuse me, Ellen. Scooby the dog is in the house. Hi, Ellen. How are you? And it's 10:55. As they say in Latin, tempest fugit. That means time flies. Time flies. And Gary, don't think that I'm finding fault with you or correcting you in any way, shape, or form. It's pronounced hero, not gyro.
I know.
Okay, that's the Greek. I didn't know if you had a lot of Greek in you or not. Now, gyro is
hero.
Hero. Yeah,
hero.
That's the Greek pronunciation. But I'm not trying to correct you because we've adopted the American pronunciation where it's spelled gyro, and everybody says gyro. And
that everyone knows what I'm talking about when I say gyro, right? But if I say gyro, some people might not know.
And it's true, and I never knew when I was younger, and I would see the signs that said gyro, and then I'd go into the place and they were talking about heroes, and I said, wait a minute, what's a gyro? And some nice Greek fellow explained it very carefully to me.
You know, probably in around somewhere between 2000 and 2005, I tried Atkins diet for a little bit, and there was a Miami Subs. You ever hear of it, Rick?
Oh hell, we got them everywhere. We got them everywhere here in Florida.
Well, they're gone, but there was one right next to work in Chapel Hill. And I went there and I asked them for 2 gyros, but just the meat. And that guy hooked me up. I think he gave me 4 gyros worth of meat.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
And I remember it just being so greasy, juicy, delicious.
Rick's got his yacht.
44 feet.
Oh, man. Well, why didn't you get it while you were at it? You could have got a 100-foot yacht. Why settle for a 40-footer?
When are you moving in, Rick?
It's gold plated, so it must be for Trump.
That's cool. Why not? Why not? Nothing wrong with that. It doesn't rust, at least. Liz is here. Hi, Liz. How you doing? Black Bugs Morning TV. I had a Greek guy fuss at me when I was a waitress at 16 because he said, Euro. Euro, yeah. Well, I can't believe we actually drew 80 people to this thing this morning.
Yeah, why not?
Wow. Could you believe it?
I believe it.
I can't believe all the yard work I didn't get done.
Yeah, I'm sorry if I got in the way of your normal Sunday morning activity, but I'll continue to do this. If Kilts can't make it or something, I'll stand in for him, and keep the time alive. Got to keep that time alive. I think these live streams work like Rick has found out. When people know when you're going to be, where you're going to be, and you're going to be there every time, and not sporadically, you gain an audience, and the audience builds, and it becomes a part of people's normal daily routine on a Saturday. And I'm hoping that Kelsey's stream gets that status on a Sunday. So far, the viewers haven't been that high, but he just started it not too long ago. So let's see how it builds up. And I hope I gave him a little kick or a little help today. So come back next Sunday if you don't go to the Kilt stream, and if you don't like Kelsey, Rick and I are going to be there, and so is Michael and Gary and probably Thomas. So it's the same stream. Same thing. Same thing.
How can anybody not like Kelsey?
Well, there are some people that probably don't like him. There are people that don't like Ken Berry. There are people that don't like everybody. They don't like the message.
Like him, you know?
Maybe the message they don't like. Does Kiltz do normally on Sunday? Says
Yeah.
says Ellen. Yes, Kiltz does this 10 a.m. Just him, not Nelson, not Ollie, and not a guest. But he just comes on Sunday morning as a panel, and usually the same usual suspects that are here today, we all join him. We all join him on there. And it's just another excuse. It's a community thing. Another excuse to get together.
Does anyone else watch Kiltzy's shorts on YouTube? He puts them out all day long, every day, all day long.
I'm not religious on them, but I've seen them. Yeah, definitely.
I sit there and
I'll watch them.
Bill Cook is here. Hi, Bill. You what?
Get the thumbs up on all the shorts that keep coming up.
Good. I'm glad you like them.
They pop up and I smash the like and...
Yeah.
Oops, that's just me. Sorry, guys. There you go. Hit the wrong button.
That's good.
Although, that wasn't bad.
Yeah.
That's not bad,
Well,
man.
I have
Yeah.
Anyway.
No, tomorrow's. Everybody wish my daughter a happy birthday. Who did we lose? We just lost somebody. We lost Gary. Oh, Gary. Well, that's okay because it's 11 o'clock and we're getting ready to hit the road anyway. But everybody wish my daughter a happy birthday, May the 4th. Tomorrow, it's my daughter's birthday.
Oh, happy
Gary.
birthday's tomorrow.
Gary is back. Where is he? There he is. No,
Peter, come
that
on.
was Gary. No, Peter's not here. I didn't see Peter in the chat or anything. Yeah, and we're gonna wrap it up now.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're
Came back to say goodbye, Nick.
Oh, okay. Well, good to see you, and
Bye, Rick.
wish my daughter a happy birthday. I'll play a little happy music. Say goodbye, and everybody say goodbye to your friends in the chat. Donna says, "May the beef be with you."
Hey, Milton.
Oh,
Get
there's
back
Milton. Yeah. Is that boat for Milton? Was that boat for Milton?
Well, I don't know. It needs repair. I'll be going yachting today.
This is funny. Peter's probably at Pete stock. Everybody's going to try to compete with Quack Stock, Rick. I'm sorry. You'll find out the reality of this world is that if you got a good idea, it won't be 5 minutes before everybody else tries to steal it from you.
Nobody will be able to.
Well, don't be surprised if there's a lizard queen opening up in a neighborhood near you here pretty soon.
Well, I tell everybody, it's like my house. It's never been broken into for a reason.
Yeah, I guess they run away from it.
Yeah, they run away. There's nothing worth taking.
Like kids from a haunted house. All right, my friends, I'll let you log out of the chat of the panel, and I will say goodbye to a few people in here. My sister's birthday, says Thomas, is also on Steward's Day. Is it Steward's Day tomorrow? Is that something I don't know about? But CB, good to see you, my friend. Always good to see you. And everybody's saying goodbye. Have a good one, guys. See you tomorrow, says Terry P. And the music has ended, and Gary is still stuck in there, and I will take care of that. So thanks for coming in, guys. Thanks so much for finding your way in here on a Sunday morning. Thanks, Kelsey, for giving us a little look at meat stock. And I know you're busy, and we'll be sure to talk about that a lot more in the future. And unless something drastic happens to me, I fully intend to be there next year. And sad that I couldn't make it this year. So with that being said, my friends, it's Sunday. You're supposed to be off. But in case for some reason you forgot, take the rest of the day off and eat meat.